Hey, whippersnappers, this is Tortimer the Great. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pixelmon on the PixelmonXO server. Today, we are going to be doing some gym-related activities, and I am out on our island. We claimed this island a couple of episodes ago. Last episode was the Q&A. I believe the episode before that was when we were out here at our village, and we claimed this particular little island. You guys can see in the mini-map there in the top corner. This little segment is kind of just off of, it's got a river flowing around it, and it's just off the shore of our village. And so we've been doing a lot of work. Jay mostly. Jay's been doing a lot of work in the village. I've been helping him with some detail stuff, like, you know, roughing up the road a little bit and things like that. We put down some more doors here to help the villagers breed a little bit. I marked out, I don't remember if this was in my last episode or not, or if I decided it, you know, when I was running around doing other stuff. I decided over here on this point of the island that I wanted a lighthouse, and Jay, I mentioned it to Jay, and he came in and built this awesome looking lighthouse. I think he does a lot of schematic work. He's got this side mod called Schematica, which will like give a holographic version of whatever schematic you've loaded, and then you can kind of build it from there. So he has fun doing all that. So I mentioned to him, and he came in here and he built this, which I think looks really good. In fact, let's jump up on. Let me hide some of this. Let's jump up on Metagross here. So, you know, we come in and you can see, you know, we've got our little village over there. We've got the lighthouse here. And then over on the main section of the island, you guys will see kind of the layout of the gym. And I mentioned you guys in episode 4? Yeah, episode 4, when we talked about specifically what I wanted to do with the gym. I mentioned that I want to do a kind of little cup, kind of daycare baby gym. I'm thinking at the moment that it's probably going to be level cap 10. Just, you know, I know little cup's generally level cap 5, but I think in terms of like EV training and just in general stuff, Pokemon you level up so quickly in Pixelmon that sometimes it's hard to like control that real well. And so I figured I'd do level cap 10, that way somebody doesn't spend time prepping a Pokemon, or I don't spend time prepping a Pokemon, then it accidentally slips over level 5. I think if it's level 10, it's probably going to be a little bit easier to manage. So we're going to do level cap 10, I think. So I'm doing this daycare thing, and I'm modeling my gym design off of the Heart Gold Soul Silver daycare center, which is kind of this L shape. You've got the front yard where like you can see like the Pokemon you've dropped off out there getting their groove on, and then you come inside. And, you know, you've got this open area. There's, you know, the desk with the old lady in it, and then you come in here, and this was like a playpen sort of area. I think in Heart Gold Soul Silver, actually, it was like a dirt kind of area. But I think it was Diamond Pearl, potentially, that daycare center, where it was kind of like a playroom sort of thing, looked more like that. So we're gonna kind of mash both those up in inspiration, but yeah, so I've got this laid in. I needed to do some significant terraforming to the island to get it to really fit, because this was previously very like pitted and hilly and things like that. And this I'm on with now K's and Max. It ended up being a pretty big design. It started off smaller, and then I kept kind of expanding it. Originally I had it set up where we only had each of these blocks here, I should have more than 2. Oh, it topped off a stack. Okay. Each of these blocks that are standing up here is going to be a ranch block, and so each ranch block has a 9x9 area around it. And so I've got room for 2 of those out here. Originally I just had the 1, and then I decided I wanted to put on more. So I did that, and we expanded up this, sure, stop by the village. I am recording. And I shouldn't have said I was recording. Both Max and K's are going to come try and kill me now. So You know, so this room, the way I've got it planned, like this room is going to be kind of, you know, this would be the area where like the old lady was staying. She'd take your Pokemon. So there's going to be like the PC and the healer and you know, the rules and, you know, Hall of Fame, things like that will be in here potentially. Probably. Maybe. And then in here is going to be the actual arena. So I'm going to kind of set up the actual arena. I bought all of these different heads from the shop, the Cart Mart. So we've got like, you know, flowers and books and, you know, aquariums, and we got some balls here and things like that. So Pokemon eggs. We got all kinds of stuff. It's going to be really sweet. Let's see, we want to grab these carpets. We may need more. Jay did some AFK shearing of his sheep. So I've got tons of wool now. I was running low. Yeah, so this is going to be the daycare. And so our arena is going to be set up like a daycare. Essentially, that's the aesthetic we want to go for since it's the baby gym. And we're going to kind of make it very, very cute and colorful and things like that. Since it's a baby gym, I want it to reflect that more than maybe my personal aesthetic choices. So, like, we've got the pink Pokeball. We've got the pink clay, which is going to give a color accent to the external of the gym, and then we've got this. So this will be kind of the center of the arena, and I'm making it out of carpet as opposed to like some other material, just because I think that'll give it a nice playroom kind of feel. And then we're going to have, you know, all kinds of other little details in here that'll make it feel kind of like what we're going for. Okay, so. Yeah, we ran out of wool at one point, and then I don't have them reap, it turns out. So I couldn't find any in the plains for a while there. I did end up finding enough that I got like 18 wool from shearing and killing those sheep. I don't have many Pokeballs, which we may try to remedy today. In fact, I can't do that yet. Let's I've got more lime. Lime and a coconut. Alright, so let's grab some green. How much do I need exactly? I really need like 1, 2. I really do need just like 2 more. Okay, so we can do that. We can do that. So really all we need is the 2. All we need is those 2. So we'll do that. Do this. Grab that. Case has got the tortoise head on. And so we'll give Kays our fortune pick. Enjoy. He had a ton of resources that he had gathered, but he didn't have a fortune pick, so he didn't want to mine it yet. So there we go. So that's good. We've got the green in there. Now we need to get some more. He's gonna break it on camera for us here. Dang! You got all that since I last lent it to you. I told him he could borrow it, but he had to repair it before he gave it back. So let's do 4 for that for now. I think that's probably gonna be good. So, and then I'll put the green in the corners here. Let's see. Alrighty. Perfect. So that's essentially kind of what I had envisioned. So this will be in the center of kind of the playroom, and obviously there'll be some different aesthetic things, and then, you know, we'll fight. This will be kind of where we do our battling and things like that. Obviously Metagrosses won't be here because they'll all be baby Pokemon. But let's throw, not that. Throw this stuff back up in here. Drop off all these other things. Actually, I wanted this because we're going to probably go make some Pokeballs here in a minute. Gonna enable. I think that's where we're going. I'm pretty sure. Oop. There you go. I'm pretty sure we did set up an anvil. I know we've got a Pokemon anvil. I think we have a regular anvil as well. Yeah. There we go. So we were gonna make some Pokeballs, I think, and I'm pretty sure we've got a hammer. Or no, it's right here. Yes, efficiency, unbreaking, fantastic. We've got the iron. Donka. All right. So let's put some iron. Oh wait, no, I need to turn this into iron bases first. Oh, it's been a while since I've made Pokeballs. I haven't made Pokeballs it's been a very long time. In fact, let's turn all of this in for now. Yeah, because like eventually I had finished. I caught all the Pokemon I really needed on PXO. Oh, see, these go crazy fast. Someone was complaining yesterday that efficiency diamond hammers weren't going fast enough for them. I think it was K's. He had one that was like efficiency 5 or whatever, and it was crawling for him. This is going pretty quick though. But yeah, so PXO I had made a bunch at one point. I had my my Pokeball Forge up in my haunted evil house, and then Mona had a Pokeball shop, so I would just buy them from her. But nobody's set up a shop yet, and we actually have a bunch of catching we're gonna want to be doing. So this will be good. We may probably. I want to start putting together my team. And we don't have any of our side mods yet. At least I don't believe that any of them have updated to the 1.8 versions. And that would include like the Game Shark mod and the Walla mod. The Walla is the really important one for me because that was the mod that allowed us to kind of, in the overworld, we could press shift and mouse over a Pokemon and it would tell us its nature and stuff. So useful when you're trying to put together a reasonably competitive team if you're looking for a specific nature. If you guys have been following me since when I was on Decimon, we put together a great team over there, but we didn't have any of those mods at all back then. So it got to the point where like I spent like something like 200 Pokeballs to catch like I think it was Rhyhorn was the one I really had trouble finding. To find like an adamant Rhyhorn or something took forever. Oh, it was the worst experience. Oh, we don't have a lot of apricorns yet. Okay, so maybe we're not gonna make a ton of Pokeballs today. Let's see. We've got a couple of apricorn trees over here. We really probably should set up at least some semblance of a farm. I think Jay had put just a couple of trees back here, which I guess is kind of a farm-ish, sort of. But I really probably need to set up something a little more substantial. So let's put this stuff away. So let's do. Well, these aren't cooked yet. Okay, so where do we want to put this? Would be the better question. Let's put it kind of up. Let's put it in right here for now. So 1, 2, 3. Let's do 3 of those, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for now. And that'll give us 4 of each, and then green. I guess if we wanted to make dusk balls, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let's put these in too. Okay, so we'll let those get going. In fact, we'll throw a torch or 2 here in case they're light specific. I don't remember if they are or not. Well, that one started growing quick. Okay, so let's see here. We've got a couple of Pokeballs. None of these really do a whole lot, which is probably okay. I think I do. Let's see. Oh. Okay, so this hopper is apparently full of copper. Okay, so Jay's just cooking up stone like crazy. Okay, so let's throw these in here. I want those to cook up. Got some stone, and I'll drop this stuff back in once we're done. Or all of these. Oop! That's not what I wanted. I wanted to get into the hopper. Yeah, so all of these are just crammed full of stone. All right, fair enough. He was doing some mining, so makes sense. He had a little kind of underground strip mine that he had set up. So he must have started hauling some of that stuff back up here, which works out. Okay, so I'm gonna take all of this and that and throw that in there. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got these. Kurt's Apprentice. Huzzah! We're gonna drop all of this off in here for now. And we'll take some of this stone. We'll take a half stack of stone. Come on! Only one more. And then what I think I want to do is we're gonna go out. I was in the jungle previously because you guys probably noticed over here in the daycare center, since I'm using the pink clay as kind of a color accent on the exterior, I decided to end up actually using the jungle wood as the flooring to kind of carry that theme through, because it's just the slightest tint of pink compared to the other woods, so it goes pretty well with this. So I had to go out to the jungle and work on that. I didn't see what we're going to be out there looking for today is an APOM. APOM is going to be kind of the cornerstone of my team, and I'd really like to have a pretty decent one in the works here. So let's drop all this stuff off. Back off, since we already used up a bucket of lava. We'll let that go ahead and cook up. In fact, we'll drop that off there. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got a couple cooked apricorns. We shouldn't take too many of these. I don't think they spawn in huge numbers. We're only going to be able to make 2 lids to begin with, so that's okay. We definitely need to set up a better system for this, especially with, new season. We're going to definitely need a pretty decent source. I'm actually going to steal this too. Some of those might even be mine. I don't know. But we need to put these on here. I do love that they now have the next, hammerable item of that same type in your inventory. Pop on the bar, or pop on the handles. You don't have to do it manually anymore. Man, that used to be annoying. Alright, so we're only going to be making 2 Pokeballs here. So we need to get a couple of buttons. There we go. Put those there, that here, this there. Alright, so we've got a couple of Ultra Balls now, as well as some of these random ones. We're kind of just going to be catching what we see, because it really doesn't make a ton of difference at this point, because we don't know the natures. So we're just going to kind of catch any APOMs we find. Probably like gender and stuff is going to end up mattering, but without Wallop, we can't. I don't think there's any potential metadata that we can get off of it besides its name and level before we catch it. So we're just gonna have to try and make it work. So let's jump into the portal. We're gonna head back towards spawn. Get Metagross back out. Ooh, and while we're at spawn, don't let me forget, we need to grab Yorick. Because we definitely are going to need the false swipe going on, because all of our Pokemon are way too high level, and I don't have enough Pokeballs to risk somebody popping out. So we're going to need to grab the Marowak, and we'll do that real quick. I don't think there's a PC over at the other portal, because we're actually not going to start from spawn. We're going to have to go back to where old spawn was, although you guys don't remember, you guys never saw it. Well, kind of that desert that we were in before, when we did the Q&A. Yes, the Q&A. That was the old spawn. Okay, so we have one APOM. So let's look at this later real quick. So she's Lax, which doesn't do us a lot of good. So I'm actually gonna move her back here into our breeding box. We do have a couple of Dittos. We have an Adamant one. I think a Jolly APOM is probably more what we're going to be looking for, but Adamant wouldn't be the worst thing either. But if we can max out speed, that would be ideal. Oh yeah, Marowak's what we're looking for. Put Weavile up here for now. Alrighty, beauty. So now we need to pop back into the Nether. and we'll take a little bit of time here to take a look for some APOMs, if we can find the desert relatively quickly. I think I remember where it was. It's like 1400, 2500 or something. So we'll head that way. I was out there again harvesting some wood not too long ago, so it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, so we need, there we go, Metagross back up. So we need to head, no, no, there we go, this direction. Yeah, eastish. We'll say that's right. Oh man. But yeah, you guys seem to be pretty, in episode 4, pretty interested in the idea I had for the gym, which is exciting. I'm glad you guys are on board with that, and then you guys think it'll be a cool idea. Even got a couple of good suggestions from you guys, which I'm pretty happy with. There were some ideas that I was thinking to myself, and we probably, you know, given, you know, like how I generally do Little Cup, I've got so many different teams that I use. That it's really, you know, probably a given, especially since they're only going to be level 10 Pokemon, a lot of leveling's not going to be required. I mean, the breeding is going to be a pain, for sure, but, you know, once we kind of get it down, it shouldn't be that bad, I wouldn't think. We need to really be getting this Z moving a little bit faster. There we go. You know, because we're going to be breeding for, really the best we can control is going to be Nature's, and I want to try for some egg moves too, I think is what we want to do. So like with APOM, I think Fake Out is one of APOM's like signature moves, but he actually, I think it's an egg move that he needs to get by breeding with like a Meowth or something. So you know, some of that we're going to definitely be needing to try that out. And since, you know, we're going to be level cap 10, a lot of the moves that some of these guys might use, have most beneficial to them, may end up being ones that we actually are going to need to get via breeding. You know, like, if a parent knows a move, then they can pass it. Did K's leave? I guess so. If a parent knows a move, then they can pass that to the offspring. Whereas the offspring may only be able to learn that, you know, they may be able to learn it level up, but they can actually get it earlier too. I saw these Larvitars when we, no, these are Larvitars. When we flew out here last time, we may want to be doing one of those too, but I think we're going to try, although it's nighttime and APOMs only spawn during the day. Did I? I'm pretty sure I got this right. No? Alright. Awesome. Sorry, Case. So we may be doing Larvitars at some point. We're gonna probably, like I said, since they're such lower level, we probably will be doing a handful of you know, rotating teams, where we can keep things interesting. And Larvitars are so cute. We're definitely going to catch. What I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna do a lot of the breeding myself. I will engage April on some of the trickier ones, and what I probably will end up doing is a lot of in front of the gym when I'm done. Well, obviously when I'm done breeding, I want to be able to put out. I want some either ginormous or just enormous baby Pokemon to put out front so they stand out a lot, because a lot of them, like, they really nerfed down the size of some of the Pokemon in this most recent update. Like Groudon is really tiny comparatively to what he used to be, and the Squirtles are actually really tiny too. So like in my creative world, I'd set up my little center there. Where did all those Larvitars go? And I put a Squirtle in there, and he's so tiny you can barely see the little guy. So something like a Natu'r would be good too. Let's catch. Speaking of tiny. Alright, so let's false swipe. Beautiful. Natu'r could be useful. We'll catch an assortment of things here today, because with it being night, we probably are, I think it just kind of turned night too, so we may actually not be able to get Apom today. But oh come on, I don't have enough Pokeballs for you to go that route. Not to, you just need to get caught, and I don't think I have statusy kind of stuff. Come on. There we go. All right. Oh, I don't have a PC though, so we're not gonna be able to look at any of them. Normally, like on the last server, I would normally carry around a PC, but not so much with that. Okay, so let's we can always like catch a huge assortment of things, but let's catch a couple of Natu's just so we can we have, you know, that one maybe hopefully covered. One of these will be useful to start our breeding program, hopefully, as opposed to just catching like a little bit of everything. And then not having anything that works. Hopefully if we do a handful of Natu's, we'll be able to make that work. Don't pop out. Ugh. I really don't have the Pokeballs for this. So yeah, definitely I'm gonna need to, between episodes, set up a more expansive farm. There we go. Natu's are useful because I believe that they can learn... They have an assortment of things that they can learn that are it's a useful combination, and I don't remember what those things are, but I know I've looked into them in the past. Pretty sure this thing can learn defog, which is useful for hazards, although I don't know that hazards are going to be a big issue with Pixelmon battling as much as it is like with you know, showdown stuff. But there we go. So we got a couple of Natu's. That works out pretty nicely. Do we have one Ultra Ball left? So let's see. I'd really love if it could be day. Although, so the moon's kind of setting. We only have one Pokeball left though, because I'm not going to use my Match Ball. So let's catch a Natu, and then we'll head back and take a look at them. See what we can... Oh, right, I don't need to do that again. We're not trying to kill it. Not that we can kill it with that move, but let's throw this Ultra Ball out, and we'll head back. And we can review the ones that we've caught here and see which ones we want to use. I think these guys might even have like an... I saw something throwing up some sparks out here. It might be a Pokaloot. Might be me growing crazy. We can't discount that possibility. Alright, yeah, I don't see anything. Alright, so let us... Actually, we're going to go the easy way back because... And, yeah. I was going to say I could set a waypoint, but I know where these cords are, so waypoint doesn't do me a ton of good. But I'll definitely be back. Ooh, Yanmas. Definitely going to use a Yan... Oh, yeah, definitely using Yanma. Okay. They're banned by Smogon, but I'm not following Smogon's Little Cup rules necessarily. We're just going to be, as long as it's a Pokemon that that can evolve but has not, we'll be using it. So let's heal up here really quickly. I doubt we had any real damage done to us, but just, you know, because. And then let's jump in here. So I want to move all these Natu's over here to my breeding box. We've got a handful of ones that we should be looking at, like that Vulpix there. If we can find a good drought Vulpix to maybe hook up with a chlorophyll Bulbasaur or something, that could be something special. But a lot of that's hidden abilities, and I'm not real certain on how Pixelmon handles that. So let's raise his defense, lowers speed. Probably not going to be real useful to us. Early bird, wakens early from sleep. Okay, let's look. Raises attack, lowers defense. That's not going to be useful. This is synchronized though. That could be interesting. Stats, raises special defense, lowers speed. Again, probably not going to be super useful. Another synchronized one. Stats, lowers attack, raises defense. That could... I mean, that's probably the most useful one we've seen, because it's not going to use its attack stat really at all, probably. I would guess. Yeah, special attack's 20 here, so if we look at one that's not... Yeah, I mean special, and that's even an attack beneficial nature, and special attack still 6 points higher than it at that level. So yeah, definitely gonna be a special attacker. So it doesn't really matter too much. Let's take a look. Careful, which lowers special attack, so that's not gonna be useful. Ooh, it does pygmy though. That's kind of cute. Let's take a look at some of our other little guys here. We do have a Squirtle. Let's move him over here. Let's see what he's got going on. Neutral nature, so that's not terrible. We'll probably want to breed for a beneficial one. And Squirtle's another one of those guys. If I do Squirtle, I'm probably going to do like my priority Squirtle. So Aqua Jet, Fake Out, things like that. So that's definitely stuff we'll have to breed for. Let's see, like Calm Charmander, so that's not terrible. Obviously probably not ideal, but okay. Let's take a look at Torchic here. Lower special attack, although Torchic is more of a physical attacker, or at least Blaziken is, I think. What was I looking for? If we could find a speed boost Torchic, that would be amazing. See, some of these guys, like, obviously they're not first stages, but I caught like good-natured ones that we've leveled up here, so we can use that for our breeding program too if we decide we want a Ghastly. This is a good-natured Zubat. Obviously, these I caught all these are in here. These are good-natured ones, so we could do that for sure too. We've got some shiny guys in here which we could potentially use for breeding. Anybody that you would actually be interested in using for a breeding program? Not really. So that's not a huge benefit to us. I'm sure these guys are calm. Okay, so that's potentially a good defensive guy. If we can get some hazards on him. He's level 10. But yeah, so coughing is definitely one we're gonna need. Lowers defense, raises special attack. That's not what we need, I'm sure. Well, my Weezing. My Weezing's a beneficial nature. So we could breed this guy with like a Ditto or something. I forget. I don't do a lot of breeding, so honestly, the whole mechanics of it, I know it's like, okay, well the father will pass egg moves, but the mother, like the species of the Pokemon, the baby will end up being the species of the mother. But the father will pass egg moves or natures or whatever. Ooh, we got Mewtwo, right? Yeah. Sometimes the bosses have a tint and sometimes they don't, which is a little weird. Mewtwo one-shots. Another ball, good, good. Isis Hourglass. I think that's actually useful for breeding. It speeds up the breeding process, which is good. Ooh, red card. Nice. So yeah, that's essentially what we're going to be looking for. And I'm pretty excited about it. I might, we'll probably definitely gather up some Pokeballs off camera. I'll get the farm going a little bit better, and we'll get some Pokeballs made so we can spend some time trying to get some teammates caught. And I'll look into some, some of the top, like, let's say top 10 Pokemon that we're gonna try and track down. Ooh, Mareep. So let's do this. Let's just throw. Oh wait, now back. We still have Marowak, right? So let's just go ahead and hit the thing. I'm gonna want a Mareep so I can do my own shearing, AFK shearing, or just shearing in general if I need a couple pieces of wool. It's nice to have a couple of Mareeps around to make that work. Good, we caught it. Awesome. But yes, I'll probably make a list of like my top 10 Pokemon that I want to go after. There's a couple that I know we're going to do, like Apom, Squirtle, Coughing is definitely going to happen. Probably a Munchlax, probably a Vulpix and a Bulbasaur, if we can find some good neutral nature, or not neutral nature, but hidden ability ones. Although we're going to need a hidden ability Apom probably too. So a lot of that's going to be pretty difficult, especially without Walla to kind of illuminate that for us. We're going to be catching a lot of Pokemon. So going to be interesting, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. And if you guys have any suggestions, I obviously have a pretty good idea of Pokemon that I would like to go after because of, I do a lot of little cut battling, so I've got a pretty good idea of the Pokemon that I enjoy using for that. But if you guys have any specific suggestions on Pokemon you guys would like to see, absolutely let me know down in the comments. I would love to have you guys' input because you know, I can and will certainly put this team together on my own, but if you guys have input, I would love to hear it, because I think that would be awesome. So we have a good modest nature one. We could do something with this Eevee. Although Eevee, that's only good if you're evolving it. So we might still do something with this Eevee, but it may not be for our gym team. So yeah, this could be a lot of fun. It's gonna be taking us into some new horizons, because again, I haven't done a ton of breeding, so it'll be interesting figuring all this out together. But let me know what you guys are thinking in terms of Pokemon you'd like to see us go after, and I will put together a list of Pokemon that I'm pretty sure I want to do, and I'll figure out how breeding exactly is going to work. We'll probably spend an episode kind of going over all those mechanics for those of you guys who haven't messed with it before. I was hoping to do that on Decimon at some point, because there was a guy who was a friend of Graph's, and he had just joined the server, and I loved having him on the server for the time that he was there, because he was a real technical Pokemon guy like me, but he knew all about the breeding stuff, and so he even actually bred me in a couple of like real life Pokemon, but like real Pokemon that like in the cartridge games or whatever. So I've got like a perfect competitive Bunnelby, and I think he did end up making an Apom for me and stuff too. So yeah, pretty cool guy. I was hoping to do a kind of collab episode with him on Decimon. He's not on this server. Oh, Snubble. Probably won't do a Snubble because there's no fairy type. If there was a fairy type, we might do a Snubble. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to call it here. If you guys have suggestions or ideas of things you guys would like to see in terms of Pokemon team, love to hear it. Love to hear it. Let me know what you're thinking, and we will definitely check that out at that time. But for now, I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Make sure to leave those likes, comments, and subscriptions for me, guys, and I will see you all back here next time on the PixelmonXO server. Alrighty, guys. Have a good one.